In today's video, I have got the Traxxas / 4x4 Ultimate Basher build out with me. Now, it's been quite a while since you've seen this machine. The last time I had it out was at the sand dunes in Michigan, and there was a few issues that I didn't notice right after that run that I had to address before I could run it again. So number one of the shock shafts was bent. So the piston would not move smoothly up and down within the shock body. It was one of the rear shocks, so I had to replace the shock shaft. The other thing was the differential appeared to be completely seized up in the back. So it wasn't seized when I ran it. When I ran it, everything seemed all right. It's after I let it sit, and then I tried to take it out of storage and run it again, the rear diff was like locked up. So I tore it apart, expecting to see the teeth all chewed up in the rear diff housing, but that was not the case. What had actually happened was sand had gotten all caked inside of the differential housing, and it had caked in between the pinion and the diff ring gear, and it had mixed with the grease, so it literally was like cement. And I had to use a ton of brake cleaner to get all that out, but I got all the sand out, or at least a majority of it. Now it moves smoothly. Now I am running the Proline Blockade tires, which are not the best choice for bashing, but yeah, it is what it is. I'm not super worried. Also, the body keeps on breaking through. Even though I reinforced this body with Gorilla Tape, still been breaking through. Also, if you haven't checked out this whole series, I recommend you do. I'll leave a card in the corner, because the Traxxas / 4x4 Ultimate Basher build has a ton of goodies on it. RPM front and rear bumpers, RPM shock towers, RPM arms. We have the low center gravity conversion kit because this started off as a high center gravity. We're running a Castle Creations Copperhead 10 ESC. That's a 4S capable ESC. I've got that mated to a Castle 3200 kV 1412 motor, which is also a censored motor. So this thing is ultra smooth at very low RPMs. Got MIP drive shafts. I'm currently running the eBay special ones on the front because I don't have the correct hexes. Techno center drive shaft. We're also running the Traxxas Haas center diff in this. So a ton of goodies on this. But running a 4S LiPo, let me go ahead, get it installed, and we'll get started ripping. Alrighty, time to rock and roll. Here we go. Now I do apologize, I don't have my wind catch with me, and even if I did, it doesn't seem to be working properly. It crackles all the time. So I'm running without a mic, and it is pretty breezy, so you're just gonna have to bear with me. But I got some ramps set up, and the plan is just to gather as much speed across the parking area on the pavement and just launch this thing and see if anything breaks. Or did we build it good enough to live up to the namesake, the Ultimate Basher build? We shall see. You know what, first things first, let's start off with the launch. This thing absolutely hooks with these tires. Absolutely hooks. Are you guys ready? Get set, go! See what I mean? These tires are like super ultra grippy. Let's do a flyby. Barely have control over it. She's an absolute ripper. The thing corners so hard with these tires too. The grip is immense. All right, let's get to jumping the ramps. The wind feels like it's getting worse. Let's see if I can line this up and hit it. Oh, I missed it. I kind of hit it, but I sort of missed it. These definitely are not the best tires for bashing. Once I get in the grass, the grip is completely gone. Let's do that again. And here we go. We landed, the body came off, at least on the back. Is she in one piece? That was a big send, guys. That was a very big send. Let's see if everything's good. I mean, on initial inspection, everything's looking all right. Just got to get the body slapped back on and tightened down, and then we're gonna do the exact same thing again. Here we go, round 2. Here she comes. Oh, I don't know what kind of flip that was, but we did not hit the ramp head on.
What kind of flip that?
Ooh, is she broken? Something I think broke. Something doesn't look right with that front. Ooh, okay, so that's not the end of the world. We actually lost the screw, the shoulder screw that actually the steering carrier turns on. Let me look at my parts. I brought some parts with me and see if I have another shoulder screw with me. That's my best hope. Otherwise, we might have to pack it up. Also, if you enjoy this content, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe. Also hit that bell so you'll be notified when I come out with new videos, because I upload multiple times a week. Walk of shame, back to the van. All right, let's see if I have what it takes to fix this thing. We are in luck. I found another shoulder screw, got it installed, so we're good to keep on going. This thing is rowdy to say the least. I gotta watch out so I don't run into myself. So once this truck goes past, we're gonna hit the ramp again. We might lose that shoulder screw because it appears that the threads within that steering carrier are actually stripped out. So that seems to happen pretty easily with the stock ones as well as with the RPM steering carriers. That's why I do like aluminum steering carriers, because then you can use thread lock and you don't have to worry about the threads getting wallowed out. So that seems to be a constant issue. We'll try to line it up and hit it. Let me stand over here. Ooh, that was a nasty landing. Very nasty. Ooh, 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 ooh. Did something break? Nope. What happened is the pin came out. It slipped out. That is a very common issue with RPM arms. The pin slipping out because they're so flexible, but it does not appear that anything's broken. So I can get that fixed up real quick and we can keep on going. On a little bit closer examination, I did actually notice there is another issue. I was looking at the shock tower and it looked kind of kittywampus. It actually looks like it pulled out. So that hole actually tore through right down there. So it's tilted. So the whole shock tower is tilted because that hole ripped right through on the RPM shock tower. So I might not be able to fix that without actually getting a new shock tower, unfortunately. But we might still be able to run it like that. So that's going to make the body kind of kittywampus too. Oh well. So far, it appears all the shocks are still good. All the shocks are compressing properly. So let me get that pin put back in. We'll keep on ripping. Alrighty guys, here we go. This is it. I do apologize about the wind. I got it literally pushed right up against the road. So let's make this one count. Spin it around right there. Hopefully I can line this up. I'm pinned. Ooh! I missed. All right, I think this is take 3 maybe? Okay, so I think I need to go a little bit further to the left because last time I missed. Right there should be good. Let's bring her. Battery flew out. Rams got knocked. That was a big one. absolutely no grace in the air, just all over the place. Spinny flippy thing. All right, battery landed over here. My battery's still good. Can't be good for it to be flung out of the car. Battery looks all right. This just got pushed to the side. Let's see, are all the shocks still good? Because bending a shock shaft is highly likely. Ooh, that one's not. Something's up with this one right here, guys. That shock shaft might be a little bit bent. Something looks kittywampus back here too. Well, let's get the battery thrown back in, try it one more time. Ooh, battery came out again. We kind of did a flippy in the air, but then I didn't really know what to do, so I just let off the throttle. Overall, I think that was a pretty good bash session. I think this thing lived up to the ultimate basher build name. Go ahead, hit that like button, subscribe, and stay tuned for the next video with this machine. Diff seemed totally good now that I got the diff all cleaned out with the sand. So that is one thing you got to be careful about when you're playing in the sand. I think I spoke too soon. I still think it lived up to the ultimate basher build namesake, but something gave. I think we must have stripped the pinion maybe. It could just be that the pinion came off. All I know is the center drive shaft's not spinning. It doesn't sound super crunchy, but something gave. But that's a good place to end the video. Hopefully it's nothing major. I wanted to take a really quick look at it, and unfortunately it's not as simple. I need to close this door. Super breezy. Unfortunately, it's not as simple as what I thought. If you look down in here, the actual motor shaft snapped. We snapped the motor shaft on that impact. I think that's a 3.175 millimeters. So that means the motor, I believe, is done unless I can somehow replace the shaft. At least the center diff gear looks good. Nothing stripped there. And actually the pinion's not even stripped. It literally just broke the shaft off. That is a major bummer. Well, we'll probably need a new motor, and maybe this time I can get a hold of one with the 5mm bore, because this one has a 3.175, but that's a 5mm bore pinion. But I had to use an adapter sleeve so it would fit onto that shaft. And I know some people, when I originally unveiled this whole power system, they said I should have gone with a 5mm. They asked me why I didn't. Maybe I should have gone with the 5mm, and maybe that wouldn't have happened, because that 3.175 or 3.25, well, I can't remember what the size is, but the smaller size motor shaft, that's what can happen. So this will be out of commission for a little while until I can get a hold of a new motor. If anything, this setup's working great, where I'd probably just get another one of these exact same motors, just with a 5mm shaft. So another 1412, 3200 kV. As long as they make them with the 5mm shaft, that would be the way to go. But that's a little bit disappointing. Ooh, we do have one little chip out of the center diff tooth. One little chip, that's it. I can live with that. Oh well, stuff happens, breaks, fix it, do it again.